Hello everybody, Alex here. Welcome to Momentum Charting. Today is Sunday, 7/25. We are going to be getting into the chart of AMC in just a minute. But before we do that, if you're new to the channel, welcome. Thank you so much for being here. If you enjoy the content, please jump down below, take 2 seconds, subscribe to the button, hit the bell notification. Doing both of those things is going to ensure you don't miss any important updates coming over the next week on AMC. Some really exciting stuff happening, particularly with AMC as well as broad markets, other things. You don't want to miss any of the updates. Subscribe to the channel. Thank you so much for doing that. Let's jump in here to the chart. Now, before I present to you what I think is going to be a potentially really nice short-term swing opportunity to the upside sometime very early next week, possibly tomorrow, Monday, maybe as late as Tuesday. It may or may not develop. But I'm going to show you exactly what I'm going to look for, and I'm going to be walking you through the trade with updates over the next couple days, which is another reason you're going to want to subscribe. So on a broad sense, here I am on a weekly time frame inside of AMC, and just looking at the weekly, this is kind of one of the reasons I don't want to go full out on AMC and call for a complete reversal yet. We've got still these hard wicks to the downside. The weekly momentum has just shifted to the downside. Now that doesn't mean we can't get a reversal back to the upside, but we kind of want to be a little bit patient here and see how things develop. But if you've been watching my channel over the last week, you know that AMC kind of for the foreseeable future, next couple weeks, next couple months, is kind of one of my most exciting swing trade opportunities in the broad markets, just because it moves so dramatically. There's so much volatility and so much volume that can push the stock in an intense amount of points up or down in any given day. So I'm really looking for opportunities in AMC and kind of looking to harness that volatility more than have it work against us. So that's why I'm being very careful on my entries with AMC. So broad picture, I'm not ready to call for a momentous up leg yet. Weekly momentum just pointed down to the downside, as well as you can see here on the daily momentum, also still in a relatively bearish alignment. Okay, so that's the daily and weekly, but that does not mean that there cannot be opportunities within this, and I think we have one coming up here in the very near term. And I'm gonna walk you through kind of what I'm showing at here. It looks to me like we are setting up on the 1 hour for a positive divergent bottom somewhere in this zone here. July 26th, yeah, definitely within the next 2 days, it looks like to me. And I believe if we get that positive divergent bottom on the 1 hour, the momentum, it is definitely going to take us back to probably contending for these highs here back last week around $45. So that represents a pretty nice price change from where we are now, somewhere around, you know, between 15 and 20%, which can be for a really nice little micro swing trade. So that's what I'm looking for here. So that's the 1 hour momentum chart, and you can see also a chart that I like to use a lot, which is the 15 momentum. So we broke this long downtrend of downtrending momentum from the 8th of June all the way to the 15th of July. We broke out of that. We confirmed. We broke up to the upside, and this is kind of what I had been waiting for. Back here on July 20th, I made the video. I was hoping we were going to turn right back down and come back to this trend line. Unfortunately, or fortunately, I guess, depending on how you look at it, we popped up from there another about 10%, but since have retraced all the way to my trend line, and it looks to me like we could be getting set for another opportunity to the upside, and I'm going to show you exactly what I'm looking for here. Okay, so I'm looking for tomorrow's trading. I don't want to see this momentum line tumble out of this upward trend. I want us to continue in some fashion up here, okay, and working above the zero line, hopefully eventually within the next 2 to 3 trading days, and that I believe is going to be our swing opportunity to the upside. And so that's on the 15-minute chart. Basically, I am looking for this momentum to continue right along this trend line, and you can see it acted as an absolutely beautiful line of support on the 23rd of July and broke this vicious downtrend cycle of price that we had gotten the drop from 40, almost $47 all the way down to 34, and you can see that it looks like momentum is definitely trying to shift back to the upside, and just the fact that this was on this 15-minute momentum line gives me a high degree of confidence that what we are going to see continue up early next week is this momentum is going to build. But again, I'm going to be very, very careful and looking for a top similar to what we had here around July 21st, because I do believe that there is a strong possibility for us to work back up to the upside and then nosedive again. Okay, so I'm kind of going to be looking for the meat of this short-term trend, you know, somewhere between 10, 15, 16% to the upside, something like that. And I'll show you exactly what I'm going to be looking for. I've got the 2-minute chart here open on my MACD chart, and you can see on the 2-minute clearly here, kind of like I was showing on the momentum. At least in the short term, the downtrend line has been broken back to the upside. We are just going back and forth here in these zones with support around 35.50. But let me show you this, the MACD alignment that also kind of confirms what I'm seeing with the momentum. You can see here we've got this nice set of positive divergent bottoms working, okay? And the alignment of this longer term MACD is still in a really positive zone up here around 70. So I've got 1, 2, and I'm working on a, let me just make sure, so we've got one positive divergent bottom and then another one, and you can see what happened with prices on this last time. Even off just this number 2 positive divergent bottom, we exploded from 36 all the way up to 46. So I do believe very strongly, and I can see that this short-term momentum has shifted, and it looks to me like we're trying to roll up here. So what I'm going to be looking for, if not first thing in the morning, sometime during the day tomorrow, this momentum to shift and for us to start breaking in a positive pattern. And it looks like if it's going to happen, it's going to happen sometime maybe towards the middle of the day tomorrow or early on Tuesday. So watch carefully for this, and what that's going to have happen is a third, which would be a third consecutive positive divergent bottom. And just the fact that this last move to the upside was so powerful, I do believe that if we get this third one, the scope of the move to the upside is going to be at least as powerful as this last one, if not more. And again, going to be looking for a short-term play on this. I'll be walking you guys through this play, making sure that all the stuff on the momentum chart is lining up, as well as our short-term MACD. Going to be walking through this trade, definitely doing an update during the day tomorrow, maybe first thing sometime midday, and then definitely again on Tuesday when I expect this trade to really start taking off to the upside. And that's where I'm going to be carefully watching for points to exit this trade on AMC. So guys, that's what I'm looking for on AMC. Just a really micro scalp trade on here, but you know, if you're playing it the right way, it could certainly be very, very profitable, and that's what I'm anticipating here for AMC. Again, to me, what would represent a negation of this trade temporarily would be a breakdown of this 15-minute momentum outside the bounds of this upward sloping trend line. So it would be very, very clear to me when this trade needed to be exited, which would, you know, you might lose a little bit on the trade, but I wouldn't think it would be very much, maybe 50 cents, something like that, between 25 and 50 cents. Going to be watching that very carefully, but I think there's tremendous risk reward in this, that we have a chance to head back up to the $46 level, possibly higher than that. So that's basically the entirety of the trade setup I'm looking for, guys. So if you are not yet subscribed to the channel, please, please, please go down below, make sure you're subscribed. I've got really, really amazing short-term trading opportunities, longer-term broad market outlooks, some really fun and exciting stuff happening in the market over the next few weeks. You're not going to want to miss it. Subscribe down below. Thank you so much for joining me on this video. I'll see you guys again tomorrow for the update on AMC. Thank you so much, and bye for now.